Hello friends, it is Stacia and welcome back to my channel. So I'm very comfy today. I have my little sweater blanket on, but I'm currently on live sprint and I wanted to pop in because I'm just about to start the January pick for the Mending Hearts book club. If you missed that announcement, January is our anniversary. We've already been doing this for a year, so we decided to do a sort of members pick. So we chose 3 duologies and had our participants pick which duology they wanted to do. Of the 3 that was an option, they chose the Black Heart Duet by Sarah Kate and Rachel Lee. The book titles are 4 and 5. And yeah, so I'm really excited for them. They're both super short, like less than 400 pages, I think. So the first one is only like 300 pages. And then the second one is 330 pages. So both super quick reads. What do I know about this book? I don't know much. So I know it is reverse harem dark romance involving a father and his sons. I believe there are hints of like mafia assassin sort of vibes. And that's about all I know. I don't know how they meet the girl. I don't know where the girl comes from, but super excited to be getting into this. I'm also going to, of course, be tabbing and annotating. So here is the palette that I chose for the book 4. It's not like super accurate, but I do think that I still really love the palette. I do need to get more tabs on like the more like red end because I read a lot of spicy books, so I don't have a lot of like options for like reds and pinks. So I'm excited to start. I am going to update you guys. So I have 2 books, so I'm going to update you guys every like third-ish of the way through, so probably like around every 100 pages, which shouldn't be too bad. The chapters also seem super short, which is nice. But yeah, the goal is to get to at least halfway through at least 4 today, but it is barely 10 a.m. and I don't work today. That's nice. So I'm going to be working on this while I'm on live sprints, and yeah, we'll see how the day goes. But I haven't vlogged in a minute, so this is a bit weird, but I'm also super excited to see where it all goes. I believe we had 1 person start the book already, and they said it really starts off with like a bang. So I'm super excited to see how it all starts off and where we end up. So that is all I have to chat about for now, and I will see you guys about 100 pages into 4. I'm still in the exact same spot, but I'm back because I just reached a third into 4. Here, if you could see it, you can kind of see it, but there's the tab update and I'm really enjoying it. So now I can tell you a little bit about what is going on. We follow our main girl. This is one point of view, so far at least, but we follow Iris. And her father was a like mafia person. I don't know what you actually call them, like mafia leader, I don't know, but her dad was like in the mafia, but okay, this is not really a spoiler because it literally happens in the first chapter, but he gets murdered. So when that happens, his like last thing that he ever tells his daughter Iris is go and find Silas Black. Silas, L with a L. Silas Black. So she has no idea who this guy is. She doesn't know what kind of business he's in. She's never met him, but with nothing else to do because her father and her only family is dead, she goes on and finds him. So when she gets to the address and finds him, she realizes that he has 2 sons and they're not really the nicest people. So she's not super sure how she feels about this situation, but she also acknowledges that she doesn't have anywhere else to go. So she asks Silas and these sons to kind of help her get revenge on who she thinks murdered her father. So they're currently kind of working together, but like I said, it is reverse harem, so she is also slowly like into that situation. But it is enjoyable. I will say they are really young. I'm not sure how old Silas is. Silas is the dad, but Iris is 18, and one of the sons, Gabriel, he's also 18. And then there is another son called Baron, but I don't know how old he is because he's very standoffish. So we'll see how long it takes in the book for him to become less standoffish when it comes to Iris, because right now he pretty much just hates her. So we'll see how it goes, but it is enjoyable. It is a super quick read because I'm already a third of the way through. So I definitely think that maybe I can finish it today. We'll see, and then we'll move on to book 2 afterwards. But it's enjoyable. It's nothing like super groundbreaking. It is a little bit spicy because Iris is helping Gabriel in that field, like with advice and stuff, but nothing with more than one of the guys at a time, if that makes sense, without being too explicit. But yeah, so it is, there's definitely like hints in there. Things have definitely escalated, especially in the last chapter. But I'm excited to see where it goes, and obviously I'll update you guys again in like 100 pages or so with my thoughts, and then we'll almost be done with the book. But we're a third of the way through, very easy to read, and yeah, I still love the chapter headers. I have some annotations in here as well, so I'm curious to see where Iris is going to end up, because she was very like sheltered, but now she's very determined to enact on this revenge. So I'm curious to see how she's going to end up in this book, and then I guess what potentially happens in book 2 with like her character. But we'll see how it goes, and I will update you guys again when I reach 2/3 of 4. Hello. I'm currently at work, but it is nap time, so I've been reading and decided that it is time. Well, I didn't decide. It is now time to pop in with an update because I just reached a little past 200 pages in 4. Here is the tabs. Very cute. Okay, this is the cover right now. I don't know if I'm like reading it wrong. Not wrong, but it's kind of annoying me that the sides are going up like that, but I'll just place it under a few hard covers after I'm done reading it so it can flatten again. But that is so beside the point right now. What am I saying? So I'm enjoying the book enough. It's very addictive and easy to read, but I don't think that the characters are my favorite. I don't care for Iris. She's actually kind of a bit annoying. And then the men, Silas, which is the dad, doesn't give off like dad vibes at all. He's very like passive. My favorite would be Gabriel. I do like him. He's like the soft, tender-hearted one. And then there's Baron, who's more like hard exterior, has some secrets that he's keeping. So of the 3, Gabriel would be my favorite, but I'm not really loving their connection. Like, I'm just not seeing the connection. It seems like she's kind of just convenient for them, and that's why everything is happening between them, but I don't see it actually like having a real connection or anything like that. So we'll see if that changes in the last 100 or so pages, but I do still have book 2, so we'll see if book 2 is any better. But as of now, I mean, like, it's okay. I don't think it's anything like super great. Absolutely love it. Definitely not going to be a 5-star. It's just the connection is really lacking for me. So hopefully by the end of this book, or at least in book 2, I can see the relationship develop. We are 2/3 of the way in, and there has not been any spicy scenes with more than one guy. I will say that. So right now it's kind of like she does something with one guy and then she does something with another guy, but it's never like together. I don't know, maybe book 2 will be spicier, maybe book 2 will have more of a connection, but as of now I'm kind of just like, I mean, it's fine. I just don't see why these guys like her, other than like convenience. So the plot is picking up a bit. The stakes are rising a little bit, so we'll see how everything turns out by the end of this book. I have about 95-ish pages left, so we'll see how I feel at the end of the book, and I will update you all soon. Friends, I'm back with my final update for 4 by Sarah Kate and Rachel Lee. Here is the final tab update. Final thoughts. I ended up giving this book 3 stars. I feel like the overall plot had a lot of potential, but I didn't really like the execution, and the ending read almost like it was a standalone. So I'm not sure if it was originally supposed to be a standalone or what, but the ending was very like abrupt and like closed. You know, it's fine. So I ended up giving it 3 stars because I originally loved the characters. In my previous updates, I was saying how I was enjoying like Gabriel, like he was my favorite, and I was just overall enjoying it. But as the book went on, the characters just fell more and more flat, which is the opposite of what is supposed to happen. And then in the end, Iris, our main girl, I don't really like her. I don't see the appeal with her. She's kind of annoying. She's always putting herself in like harm's way for honestly like no reason. It's very like high stakes for no reason with her. So I was kind of getting really annoyed with her. I felt like the family dynamic was not explored enough, which to be fair, that could come in book 2, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, Silas was weird. The ending was weird. It was just very closed off and I kind of expected more. And then the entire point of this book is that Iris is trying to get revenge on the mafia that murdered her father. And then when it finally came to that point, it was very anticlimactic. And I was like, I don't think we needed like 250 pages to get here. I just expected more out of that, based on like how fixated she was on this revenge. So with that being said, 3 stars, definitely not a new favorite, but it is what it is. So I finished that last night and I was kind of dragging my feet on starting book 2 because I wasn't a huge fan of book 1, but we're gonna go ahead and start book 2 now. I did not make my annotation palette for it yet, so I will be doing that. This one is just a little bit longer. It is 331 pages, so literally 30 pages longer. And yeah, I guess we'll see where it goes. Okay, this one has 44 chapters, so these chapters should theoretically be even shorter than the chapters in book 1. Oh, okay, so I opened the book to the first chapter and it says Iris, meaning that we'll probably get multiple point of views. In the first book, we only got Iris's point of view, so I feel like that actually might help in book 2 to have multiple point of views, because I would like to know what's going on in the guys' heads. But that's what is going on. We have a 3 star, which honestly isn't bad. It's just like it was okay. And now we're gonna go ahead and start book 2 called 5. I'm going to update you guys every third of the way through like I did last book, so it'll be roughly every like 110 pages or so. That is that, and I will chat to you all when I reach the 1/3 mark with my thoughts on how this one is going. And yeah, that is that. So I will chat to you all soon. Hello friends, it has been a little bit since I have last talked to you guys because I absolutely demolished 4 and then I started 5 and got absolutely distracted by everything else, like way too many books. But I'm here because I just reached 1/3 of the way through 5. There's the tabs. What can I say? I feel like the characters are very different than the book, or than the first book, which makes sense because it takes place 2 years after the first book ended. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of intrigued by this storyline. I can't really say the storyline because I feel like it would be spoilery because this is the second book, but I'm intrigued by this storyline. I feel like this has a lot of potential to even be better than the first book, depending on how things go. I will say our main girl, Iris, still very much annoying, but this book does have multiple POVs. So far, we've had, I think, like 1 or 2 chapters from all of the guys. And I'm very, very excited to see how the multiple perspective like goes on. But yeah, so I'm about 110 pages in and I am enjoying it. Iris is still our main girl and I still don't really like her, but I feel like the actual plot of this story has potential to be a lot of fun. I'm very intrigued and very curious to see where it's going to go. It is a fast read, so I am hoping to finish it within the next couple of days. I am off tomorrow, so hopefully I can get a good chunk out then as well. But yeah, so far it's very intriguing, very interesting. So I had some predictions on how book 2 would go based on how book 1 ended, and so far that seems to not be the case. It just seems like it's just continuing their story 2 years later. So I am to see where we're gonna go with it because it doesn't necessarily like immediately follow book 1. This is kind of like a completely different story, if I'm being honest. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. We'll see where we end up. As of now, it's intriguing enough. So we'll see if, you know, I end up liking it any more than I liked book 1. But as of now, it definitely does have potential, in my opinion. From what I've seen, people have rated book 2 worse than book 1. And I already gave book 1 3 stars. So I'm curious to see what will happen in this one and whether I'll be the opposite and actually end up liking this one a little bit more. But so far, we are doing good. Now that I'm in the story again, I can truck along pretty easily. But yeah, so that is all that I have to say for now, and I'll chat with you all soon when I reach 2/3, which is about 110 pages. So chat to you soon. Hello friends, I'm currently in the car waiting for my husband to get off of work. So hopefully the sound is okay. But I'm here because I've officially reached 2/3 into 5. And there's the tabs. So this is going to be an unpopular opinion based on what I've seen in our book club. But I'm kind of loving this one more. So in this book, we get introduced to Quentin. I'm not sure if I mentioned him in my first update, but he is Gabriel's cousin. And I kind of love Quentin. I think that Iris should leave all of the black guys and just stay with Quentin, because Quentin is an absolute sweetheart and I love him. And I feel like he deserves everything. And Iris is just kind of greedy. She just wants everybody. But I am hoping that we get a development with Quentin because I just think he's such a great character. I think out of all the guys, he is definitely my favorite right now. So we're definitely just hanging out with Iris and Gabriel with their chapters in figuring out like where they are, since they both got captured by Gabriel's family. So we're kind of mainly sticking with those two, but we do occasionally get chapters with Silas and Baron, but not as much. I am enjoying seeing Silas and Baron's chapters, but theirs just aren't as interesting because they're just trying to figure out where Gabriel and Iris are and how to save them. So they don't really have a whole bunch going on, but they have just literally in this last chapter, they think that they've made a breakthrough and that they potentially know where they are, and they're going to try to save them. So I'm assuming that the last third is going to go really, really quick. the hope is to finish it tonight. So hopefully I will have time for that. Not even 4:30 yet, so I definitely have the time to finish it today. It's just whether or not I can like focus. But I think I will now that I'm like in the thick of the book and I really like these characters. I think that the last third is gonna fly by. So that is my update for now, and I will chat to you all soon when I hopefully finish 5. All right. Hello friends, it is the next day, but I did end up finishing 5 last night. So there is the final tabs. Huge unpopular opinion within the book club. I haven't looked at the ratings elsewhere, like on Goodreads or Storygraph, but in the book club, this is a huge unpopular opinion, but I gave this one 4 stars. I actually liked this one a lot more than book 1, purely because of Quentin. I feel like the storyline there and like the actual conflict with what was going on with the family and Quentin, I felt like that was so much more interesting than what was going on in book 1, where Iris kind of wanted to get revenge. So I really liked it. I will say that when Iris reunited with the rest of the Black family, wasn't really feeling it. I feel like they had a solid storyline going between Quentin and Iris, but it's okay. So I gave this one 4 stars. I also have book 1 here, so I gave 4 3 stars and 5 4 stars. Here is my final tabs with them together. Gorgeous, gorgeous. There's tabs, there's annotations, there's a whole bunch of fun stuff. So January pick is done, and it was honestly a fun time. We're gonna have our discussion in a couple of days. I'm interested to see, like, with more specific questions, how people felt about things. So that'll be fun. But yeah, I think that I had a good time with them, and I am very excited for February. My book is not here yet, but in case you missed it, we will be reading 1111 by Macaulay Smelter. That is a small town, one night stand, revert age gap. So that's exciting, but January is done. I feel like it was semi-successful, so I would take the win. And yeah, so that is all from me. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.